Hey on the Nerdcraft, bringing you a 1v1 game here, second game out of the best of three series here. Spawning on the northern position of GSL Daybreak is going to be our green Protoss player, mouzMana, who, surprisingly enough, came back in that first game. And his opponent spawning on the southern position is going to be our red Zerg player, mTwDimaga, the Zerg beast from the east, because the beast from the east is White Raw, and then I suppose we got the Terran beast from the east, which probably is a toss-up between Koss and Strelok. But for those of you who are wondering, what the crap did you just say in the beginning? I said, hello one and all, this is Nerdcraft here in Swedish. Probably got it wrong, and I probably botched the enunciation because I used Google Translate for that. But you know what? The third highest country I get most views from is Sweden, the land of my forefathers. My family's from Sweden, and I got that Swedish pride. My name is Christopher Anderson. Well, actually, my full name is Christopher Ivar Anderson, so I got an Irish first name, a Swedish middle name, and a Swedish last name. So hey, I decided, let's show some pride. Let's show some pride in my Swedish heritage right there. We got a lot of awesome Swede players from Sweden. Mana actually hailing from Germany himself. Of course, I might be wrong on that, but definitely Dimaga hailing from the Ukraine. And we see that Dimaga is going to be putting up that spawning pool, so he's going to be going into a pool expansion. Again, very standard play against the Protoss player. You almost always see that. And man, my computer is a space heater. I was like, my room was really cold, and I'm like, oh man, it's really cold. And then I went over to the convenience store, got myself a Red Bull, and came back, and my room is like nice and hot now. I love it. All I had to do to warm up my room is keep my computer on for an hour or so. Not even an hour, so maybe a half hour. But as you can see here, Mana being a very annoying nuisance right there by making sure that Probe blocks the expansion and then puts down a pylon. Dimaga saying, okay, I'm just going to go put down my third right away. And oh man, the Probe again being very annoying. We see this so much from Protoss players nowadays. And we also see this from Zerg players as well. If the natural is blocked right away, they say, okay, screw that. I'm going to go straight for the third. Mana annoying because the amount of time he blocked Dimaga on the first game, he knew that Dimaga was going to go for a fast third because that's what Dimaga did. And oh man, that pylon again getting down. What is Mana doing as a result from this? Well, he's putting up his Nexus. He has his forge established. He's getting a photon cannon right there. And this Probe probably going to put down a gateway. He's also getting a pylon up there. I like that. So he's possibly going to be going for a full wall off here. And then just use this to stage aggression attacks. The pylon was canceled, and this one was taken out by those lings. Oh man, sorry. And the third is going down there from Dimaga, and yeah. So these lings are looking for probes, which is always good. GSL Daybreak is what I've heard. What I have heard, GSL Daybreak is actually a very Zerg favored map, a lot like GSL Dual Site. Oh, no, I'm not sure about that. Actually, I might be thinking of Calm Before the Storm, which is a very Protoss-favored map. So, actually, no, looking at the map, I can just tell that this is indeed very Zerg-favored. I mean, you have nice, huge, open ramps, and, you have a lot of different places where you can stage run-bys and things like that. So, just by looking at this map, I would say with my amateur opinion that this is a very Zerg-favored map, just from the sheer amount of, or the sheer lack of chokes in it. It's almost exactly like a Brood War map in some senses. Just so much space and not much ramps, and the ramps that are there are pretty freaking wide. Even the small ramp right here is pretty wide, but it does have destructible debris. This is probably the smallest ramp in general, and just look at the sheer size of it. You need 2 queens to block that off, so in no way am I shocked that Dimaga decided to choose this map. And Mana getting a Stargate right there. Again, no surprise. We have been seeing this very lately from Protoss players trying to handle that third, that really fast Zerg third, I'm trying to say, and staging pretty much safe aggression without having to take down a wall or anything. Of course, we see that Mana does have some space right here for a Zealot to get by, possibly a Sentry too. Stalkers, I don't think they could get by this. They're a little bigger, a little fatter. They haven't gone to the gym recently. They're not like the slim, sleek zealots who, you know, they brag about benching 300 pounds and 300 pounds or maybe like 400 kilograms, and then they like wear the sideways hats with the flat brim without taking their sticker off and things like that. You know, zealots are kind of douchebags at times. That's just kind of who they are. No, I'm just kidding. Zealots are freaking awesome. They're in no way douchebags. But we have a Void Ray coming up here for mana, as well as the 3 gateways. My mistake. I almost said Stargates. SG1, which was a great freaking show up until the main character was promoted to general, and he did absolutely nothing. It's like, oh man, I watched this because I want to watch an older MacGyver shoot aliens, but no, now he just sits at a desk. That was the end of SG1 for me. So we see that the pylon is coming up here, but the Lings do see it. They're going to be able to take out this Zealot, and possibly the pylon. Wouldn't be surprised to see a cancel on it. No, he's going to actually try and get that there. The gateways have finished, and they have not warped yet. Warp gate has now just finished, so that pylon is essentially free. It also is going to reveal the Void Ray. Wouldn't be surprised to see Mana try and do a run, or I mean Dimaga try and do a run by here. We see that Dimaga, he is getting up a Spore, and Spore right there at his third only. He's not really protecting his second and main. This is mainly because he's got, see what I did there? He's got quite a bit of queens. He's got, if we check out, 3 queens. That's going to be enough to repel a Void Ray, but not 2 Void Rays. No Phoenix are coming up, however, so that's a very interesting thing to note. Of course, as I say that, a Phoenix is coming up, so we are going to go queen hunting. The double Evo chamber getting the 1-1, so this is almost exactly like the same build Dimaga did last game. He got the Baneling Nest a little earlier. He's getting a Spore Crawler up in the main, and no Spore Crawler up in the natural. I don't know if he knows the amount of Void Rays that are out. Phoenix has come in now. Teleport has, or what was it? Teleport has arrived, or teleport successful. That's what. Teleport successful. Something like that. 10 drones coming up from Dimaga, so he's obviously not really caring for the fact that there's Zealots and 2 Void Rays coming into his base. Mana seeing that there's indeed that Spore Crawler is like, oh crap, I gotta get out. But you know what? He had a lot of those Zealots do a lot of damage, so he's just going to take some shield damage for this Void Ray, and then he's going to, you know, use this as a nice area right there. He wants to get that queen, but he knows the Spore Crawler is there. Taking a little HP damage there on that Void Ray. He's just pretty much waiting for a queen to come forward. The Spore Crawler has unrooted, or whatever it is, and another queen's coming in, so Mana is going to just back off here. Hydra Den is on the way. That's very nice about it. He's forcing a Hydra Den, and that's most likely going to be followed up by Colossus. As we see, the robotics facility is being made. This is very, very common build to see from Protoss in a PvZ. They what they will do is they'll get a lot of air and scare the Zerg player into getting Hydras, and then from there you essentially force them into a Roach Hydra build. Of course, you can see here, nice force field going off, going to protect those 2 sentries up there. One's not going to go down. Actually, not a single sentry was lost. A couple Zealots were lost, but other than that, really nice play and really nice handling there from Mana. Like I was saying though, essentially what he's going to be doing is forcing Hydras out, and he's trying to force his opponent to go Roach Hydra, so that way he can just completely devastate it with Colossus. Now we have 12 Hydras on the way. Spore Crawler right there, going to repel these Phoenix. They kind of just looked around. They're like, okay, I guess I don't really want to do anything. And nice use there, using the wounded Phoenix to lift that queen. That's just basically so that anything attacking it is not going to officially target that down yet, because you can see it'd be a little harder to target down. The Robobay is coming up as well as 2 more gateways, so yes, Mana is going for a Colossus tech. Right now we have the Lings coming in. These Lings are trying to just be annoying, trying to make sure that third isn't taken, because Zerg have a hard time with the 3-base Protoss, and with these Lings sitting outside of Dimaga's base, he's just trying to make sure that, yeah, indeed, I'm going to be annoying, I'm going to make it hard for you to move out. Spine Groove, or Groove Spines, has finished now for Dimaga. Unfortunately, we're not going to see Muscular Augmentation coming up, because for some reason Blizzard decided Hydras being fast is not that important, despite it was the most important upgrade in Brood War for Hydralists. And we have the Nidus Network coming up right here. He's going to bring those Hydralists now. Dimaga is kind of all in with this, because once you bring those Hydras forward and that Nidus Worm is destroyed, it's going to be very hard to get away from these Hydras, and Hydras are pretty expensive units. They are 125, 150, I do believe. Let's find out right now. 100 minerals, 50 gas. So yeah, pretty expensive units right there. And you can see they're going to be sieging up that Cyber Core. Single Colossus has not gotten out yet. He's trying to chrono out a first Colossus. He's going to have those Voyagers and Phoenix try and draw the Colossus Fire. Most likely the Forge is going to go down. So unfortunately not going to be able to get that cannon up. And Hydras, they just have a freaking nice range. They have a higher DPS than Marines, and they do 12 damage basic. So I'll talk about, holy crap, powerful units. Unfortunately, they're not used as much as I think they should be used, just because they're really slow and immobile. We can see that now the Colossus has come out, going to be taking out some links, more force fields going down, but you know, gateway units up against Hydralis are not going to really help you out. Phoenix coming up here, trying to lift Hydras to relieve the pressure from those Stalkers and Colossus. This Colossus is racking up a lot of kills. He's got 13 kills now, and he's going to try and make sure he can take out these Hydralis. This Hydralis is going to try and take out this Nexus right there, and the Colossus does go down. The second Colossus is not going to come up, and GG comes out from mTwDimaga is going to be able to take it with Hydralis. Oh man, I love Hydralis. Honestly speaking, Hydralis are the scariest unit I think I could have gone up against when I played Protoss. Now whenever I see Hydralis against Terran, I'm just like, ha, that's funny. And then I siege up my tanks, and unfortunately the tanks take too long to siege up, and the Hydralis eat through them in literally half a second. So hope you guys enjoyed this game. You're going to have to stick around for game number 3, and any Swedes watching, sorry if I completely ruined your language with that opening. I might do another international opening in the next game. I'm not sure. Possibly. Who knows? So stick around for game number 3. You can find out if I use another language. And it's really, like, as much as I hate watching Phoenix die, I think it's a really cool explosion. Look at that halo thing going there. 2 little explosions. So yeah, stick around for game number 3. Please subscribe to the channel so you make sure that you do get game number 3. And Nidus Networks, I swear, they spread creep more than creep tumors. Of course, you have creep tumors right there, but you know, at the same time. Yeah, I had a thought there, but then I forgot what it was. So stick around for game number 3. I'll see you guys then.